that they give us two equations, we got to be perfect on it. Okay, we just absolutely cannot afford to miss anytime that they give us two equations. So anytime that they give you two equations, where do we go? To regular calculator. Okay, so definitely regular calculator, and then where? Menu 3-2. One equation, menu 3-1. Two equations, menu 3-2. So I want y'all to go ahead, and I don't have anybody on, so I'm going to walk around real quick, make sure y'all know how to do this. So we're going to regular calculator, menu 3-2. Yep. Does anybody else need a pencil? There you go. Anybody else need a pencil? We're good. All right. Oh, there you go. All right. So we're going to menu 3-2. Wrong calculator. It was this one. Yeah, there you go. All right, it gets confusing. All right. Very good. And you're just typing in the top equation, exactly how it looks. So just right there, just start typing in that top equation. Menu 3-2, because two equations is menu 3-2, under calculator. There you go, and just start typing in both equations. So, and it needs to look exactly like them. Yep, after 10-10. Yeah. Let Shavers know that way he's. You get it? So it's, there you go. What do we get? Yep, very good, very good. 1. And then go ahead and do question 2 as well, because let's get it over. Okay, and then so look at your answers. What did the answer be? Yep. So, like I said, there will be quite a few difficult things on this test, but be perfect on this. And if you're perfect on this, and then you follow strategy, anytime you're not sure about something, yep. Yep. Good. Yeah, you did. Thank you. Yeah, and so that one right there. So, what was the answer? Yeah. Oh, I got you. Get it? All right. So he's still doing that last one right there. So first off, I mean, y'all did great. So this is what we've got to be perfect on, is that, those questions right there. Now, this next one, I do think that you guys can get this one as well, but they made it just a touch more difficult. Okay, so we still got two equations here, so we're still going to type this in. Y'all will be much faster than me, so type this in real quick, and then tell me what answer we get. So type that in real quick. Let's see what answer we get, because if I do it, it's going to slow whole class down. Very good. You got it? Oh, we're going two equations, so menu 3-2. Now, I will say, while y'all are typing this in, that I know we see graphs, so you kind of think we're going to graphs, but these don't say y equals. If they said y equals, we could go to graphs. But without y equals, we're typing two equations into menu 3-2. Anybody get an answer? Not yet. Did you get it? Let me see what you got. Okay, yeah, that's what we got. All right, so looks like the answer is 1, -1, right? All right, so how did they make this a little bit tougher? instead of giving you an answer like they did up here of 1, -1, they gave you the graph. And the solution is the one where it crosses, okay? So it crosses at 1, -1. So that means, is this 1, -1? No, it's -2, -2, so it's not F. This right here, is that 1, -1? No. Remember, always do the X first. So let's focus in on the X. So right here is the X at 1. That's actually -1, yeah. So be careful. The negative's kind of hidden there, isn't it? So be careful on that one. So it's not this one. And then right here is the X at 1. Yeah, so this is 1, -1 right there. So that's what makes it tough, is because it's really easy. Matter of fact, I kind of thought that they would put it right here, where it's right next to 1 right there, to try to trick y'all. Does that make sense? So be careful. Always concentrate on the X, because this is something obviously you can get the answer to, but then they want you to pick it out. Another thing that you might do here, instead of going to each point, just depending on how good you are, you might just start at the first graph and actually graph this. So it was 1, -1. Just start at the first graph and go, okay, 1 and then -1 would put me right there, and then go find the one. Oh, it's that right there. So that might be just as easy. Okay. So whatever works for you on identifying this, but the main thing is, like always, really concentrate on that X right there, so that they don't trick you by putting it with a Y that's at 1. Okay. All right. So if you are good with these two up here, if you can at least type that in and give yourself a shot on that right there, then like I said, I think that you're putting yourself in a good position at least to pass the test. All right. And so that's kind of one of our big concerns, is that we're perfect on those. All right. So today we're learning something a little bit new. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on well, these don't take a lot of time. Unfortunately, this is not what it'll look like on the test. I wish it did. Okay. But we're still going to talk about it. So anytime that they give you two tables and they want to know where they intersect where they share the same point. So I want you to look at this table and this table and tell me, do they have any points in common? I hope they do, because if they don't, I'm in trouble. Oh, yeah, they do. So first off, this doesn't start at -4, -2, so you're definitely not going to look at those two, because this, oh, that does have a -2 right there. Why don't they put that at the bottom? So the zeros don't match. What about 2? 2, 2, and then right here, 2 and 2. So whatever point matches, that's your answer right there. So this is, I wish this is what it was like on the test, because this isn't bad at all, but this isn't what it'll look like on the test. All right. So this one right here, do we have 2 points that match? Oh, you got one that's kind of tricky. You almost kind of think it's this -1 and 1, but that doesn't say -1, so that's not it. Oh, I see it. Right here, 5 and 11 and 5 and 11. So 5 and 11. So anytime they give you two tables and they're wanting to know the solution is just simply where the 2 points match. Okay. Now, like I said, if this is what it was like on the test or even the STAR test, that wouldn't be so bad. I would probably consider that an easy question right there. Unfortunately, it's not really what it's like. I will tell you that this is a little bit more what it's like. However, it's not multiple choice today. So I'm not right for what we're going to do is I want to make sure I get to everything else. So for right now, we're going to skip this. If we have time at the end of class, I'll come back to it. Tomorrow, we'll see some that are multiple choice. And when we see the ones that are multiple choice, if it doesn't have a name, I'm going to get a lot of, I just hang it up if it doesn't have a name. Yeah. Except I usually slam it. Like I want them to feel my wrath, you know? Quit calling me. All right. So we're going to skip. We might come back to this to question 7. All right. So on the STAR test, we'll see this a lot on I'm sorry, I said we'll see this a lot. We'll see where you can look and remember if there's no equal to bar, what does that mean? Y'all remember? So we got this poster here. Can y'all see the poster? Wake up for a second. Woo, wake up. So right here, if there's no equal to bar over in green, what does no equal to bar mean? It's a dashed line. If there is an equal to bar, what does it mean? It's a solid line. So on our STAR test, we can look at this, and if this is a solid line, what's it supposed to have in the answer? If it's a solid line, what does it have in the answer? All right, it has an equal to bar. So all we're looking at right here are these right here. So this is a solid line. It's got to have an equal to bar. What can we eliminate? Just looking at these right here. All right, we can eliminate C doesn't have an equal to bar, so I'm going to get rid of that. And A doesn't have an equal to bar. So now we really just got these two things right here that we're having to look at. So here's some of the bad news. On the test, this is, I don't know if I told you or not, but this is it made me mad. I didn't do a good job of looking at the test when we first started this unit. And she made the test and it doesn't really look like the STAR. So like on their questions, like all of these will have equal to bars. So you can't eliminate 2. And that's fine, but that doesn't mimic the STAR test at all. I mean, I went and looked at every question they've ever posted. They always give you the ability to eliminate 2. So what we're doing right now on the test we're taking, they don't give us that ability to eliminate 2, which I can't stand. That's anyways. So that's what makes this test a little bit harder. Okay. So if you weren't able to eliminate anything, you would have to find points that we can test now. So remember, anytime we have a shaded area, we like to test points. Now there's one point that usually on the STAR test, we only have to test 1 point. And what point do we always test? Y'all remember? 0, 0. We always test the center because it's the easiest to find right here. If it says true, then it's going to be our answer because this is true. If it says false, then that's not our answer. Okay. And let's see. So, and unfortunately on the test, there'll be like multiple ones where it's true and we have to find different points. So the test is hard. Matter of fact, I don't even know about this one. This one might be just as tough. I don't know. All right. So we're going to go to the calculator and we're going to type this in. Actually, before I go to the calculator, let's write it in because I like to write it. So 3, what are we going to put in for X right here? Y'all know? What are we putting in for X? We're testing what point? 0, 0. So we plug in zeros for X's and Y's. So we're going to plug in 0 for X plus 4, 0 for Y is less than or equal to -4. Now, where do I go to do this? So I want y'all to do this because we got to practice this. Where do we go to type this in right here? There's no letters on this. We just go to regular, and make sure you know how to read these posters right here. Okay. So green is regular calculator. We're not hitting either of these to test points. You just simply go to regular calculator. So just go to regular calculator real quick. So we're going to this one right here, regular calculator. And then we're typing this in. So type that in real quick. Look real quick. Does it work the other way? Nope. That's good. That's good. All right. So you're typing that in. You're looking for true or false. Okay. So type that in. You're looking for true or false. You got false? Did you have the wrong? Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. So if this is false, what does that mean? So false means that 0, 0 should not be shaded. Okay. And ours is shaded. So is B the answer? And this is where you got to know what it means. Okay. Because like you can type this into the calculator, but if you don't know what false means, it doesn't do you any good. Right now, this is in the shaded area. This is a true. We're looking for the one that says true because it's in the shaded area. With this saying false, that means B is not the answer. So let's plug in this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just clear that for a second. So we got rid of these. All right, so now we're going to type in this one. Now, it almost looks the same. Almost looks the same, but they changed one little thing. What did they change here? Yeah, the inequality symbol is now switched around, and that makes a huge difference. That's why we always say be very careful when you type this in and make sure you get this right one, this one right here, correct. So now does it say true? It should, yeah. So now it says true. So that means that this is the answer. And the only reason it's the answer is because 0, 0, which is the center, is in the shaded area. If it was not in the shaded area, we would be looking for false, and B would have been the answer. Okay. All right. So when we look at this word problem, your first thought on a word problem is probably mine. Yuck. You know, matter of fact, your first thought might even be, oh, I'm going to guess C on this one. But before we jump to guessing C, when I look at my answers and I see that there are two equations, my thoughts are always, okay, well, let's start with totals. Can we find any totals in this problem? So we start reading this problem and we're looking for keywords like total or is or something that gives away what a total is. So we have to do something I hate to do, and I know a lot of y'all hate to do, and that's read. The Mendez family is going to see a play. Adult tickets cost $9. Do y'all remember these questions that talk about adults and children? Okay, we've done plenty of these. So adult tickets cost $9. Children's tickets cost $6. There are 6 people in the family, and they spend a total. Okay, so right there, easily we found a total because it said total right there. So that's pretty easy right there. Now, how many totals are there usually if there's 2 equations? Usually 2. Sometimes the really hard questions, they kind of hide the other total, but there's another total somewhere. And if you're not sure, use your answers. 48's obviously a total. What's the other total got to be? 6. Now, it's not money 6, it's what? 6 people in the family. How many people are there total? 6. So there's 6 total people in the family. Now, most of the time, when we have one of the totals as money, we have a money equation. That means put all the money together, right? Money goes with money. So, money goes with money. Then I want you to take a look anywhere there's 48. Did they put the money with the money? So let's see here. It says, so my other money is 9. What does 9 go with? So you got to read the question. What does $9 go with? So go at the beginning of the sentence. It says adult tickets. Adult tickets cost $9. Sometimes they'll put it in front. Sometimes they put it after. So you got to read that whole sentence. So 9 should go with A. I got 2 answers now you can get rid of. What 2 answers? Yeah, C has 6 with A and D has 6 with A. So it's not these right here. Now, so far, I feel like this is something that you can do here. All right, what's the difference between A and B? Take a good look at A and B. Yeah, one's add and one's subtract. Now, usually because we're totaling, it's always what? It's always add because we're totaling up stuff, right? Now, that being said, you can think about this logically. If you were trying to figure out how many total people are in the family, would you take the adults and subtract the children? No. You would add the adults and children to figure out how many people are in your family. And so, in the end, if you get the money with the money, if you kind of get that phrase, if it's an easy one. Now, it could be a hard one. I actually don't remember this, whatever the question was on the test. But if they have a money equation and you can put the money with the money and at least narrow it down, I think you got a really good shot at getting this one. Okay. So don't just assume that you can't get this one. All right. At least try to put money with money. And if it doesn't work, then get C. All right. Before you just sit there and go, I can't get it. Because I think y'all could get that if they put money with money. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. What do we see here that I expect y'all to be able to do here? What do you see? 1, 2. Now, they put it inside of a sentence. They didn't just stick it out there. But 2 equations, where do they go? Menu 3, 2. So let's type this in. Now, this has a special answer. So this isn't something that we're really used to. But try to get this one in real quick. So this is what number is that? 9. Try to get 9 real quick. Because the answer, this is obviously something you can do, but the answer is a little bit different. They don't want both of the points. So you got to figure out which point they want. Okay. So obviously they don't want both points, right? So you got to figure out which point they want. So read that question, see which one they want. And then when you look over here, if you forget which one's Y, it tells you. Yeah. Okay, good. So when you look over here, they don't give you both points, right? So we got to read the question and see which one they want. So they want that one right there, right? And so if you're not sure, remember right here, they tell you which one is. So there you go. Very good. Did you get it? Didn't get it? Let's see. Oh, did they? Yeah, sometimes, like I said, if I lean down, sometimes they'll pop on. All right, so we're doing these 2 right here, right? Oh, you did 1 equation. So there's 2 equations here. So menu 3, 2. Oh, come on. Very good. So what I wanted to stress here is that, so obviously if they wanted the Y, right? Is that if you forget which one's which, it tells you right here. So it tells you the Y segment. Did you get it? I think something's missing there. What was that first one? Oh, I think you put a plus instead of X. It's got plus on it. You can go back up. There you go. Just delete that. Put an X. There you go. Did you get it? Okay. Oh, very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. And so you have to go back. So obviously they don't give us both points, right? So you got to go back and see what are they looking for. They're looking for that. And then if you forget which one's which, I want you to see that right here, they tell you. And so we're looking for, yep, very good. All right. Okay, so question 10. And I can promise you there's going to be a question like this on your test. So it says Amelia and Barrett sold a total of 137 raffle tickets at a football game. Barrett sold 10 fewer than twice as many as Amelia. How many tickets did Barrett sell? All right, so this right here is actually like this question, but they don't give you the equations. You got to come up with them. There's no money in this. The equations are worded. Let me see if I can say this again. Tell me if this isn't confusing. Barrett sold 10 fewer than twice as many as Amelia. 10 fewer than twice. That's just confusing, isn't it? Okay. So this question right here is really tough. Okay. Now I'm going to write this out just so that y'all get a chance to see it. But a lot of us are probably going to guess what on this? C, and move on with life. I do want I do want you to see how you can write it though, because some of y'all might be able to do this right here. So first off, I do see one total. So it says a total of 137 raffle tickets. And who sold them? Amelia and Barrett. So this is a really simple equation. Amelia plus Barrett equals 137. It's actually this equation that gets a lot tougher, okay? So this equation, which says Barrett sold, I think I'm gonna get this right. Barrett sold, so that sold right there would kind of be like a total. It's a weird total though. It's not clear, is it? You know, I'm not gonna lie, even I'm a little bit unsure even as I pick it. I'm like, I think this is it. All right, so Barrett sold 10 fewer than twice as many as Amelia. That fewer right there, 10 fewer, I think we would actually subtract. So I think we would go twice as many as Amelia, and then 10 fewer would be minus 10. That's confusing right there. That's a tough equation. Then could you plug both of these into menu 3.2 at that point and get the answer? Yeah. I will remind you, I'm going to do this real quick. Y'all don't have to do it. I'll do it. Okay. Because like I said, this is one I think a lot of y'all would probably get C on. I want to remind you, however, that you can do menu 3.2 and not use X and Y. This is kind of in the way right here, but please tell me that did not switch. It did. All right, so right here, I don't know if y'all can see that. You know what I do real quick? Clear, real quick. So X and Y, we can take that out and switch it with A and B. So where's my A? A, comma B. So do y'all remember y'all can do that? Okay. So tomorrow we're going to see this a lot more. Tomorrow you'll have a lot more opportunities to do this right here. Hit enter. Now we type this in just using A and B instead. Now I'm using a lowercase, which is fun. A plus B equals 137. And then go down and B equals 2A minus 10. Hit enter. And then the question is, and this is what I want you to see, if you're able to type this in and you get an answer, which one's Amelia and which one's Barrett? Well, a lot of us would be like, I'm not sure. Remember, it tells you right here, just like it did the X and the Y. The first one is Amelia, the second one is Barrett. They wanted Barrett, which was 88. So the answer would be C. And look at that. What would a lot of us have guessed? C. That's why we do it. Okay. Some of y'all have really bought into that strategy, and I love it. And so, and some of us are still kind of, since he's not here, you'll have to fill out your own pass. So fill everything out except for the bottom, and I'll sign it once you fill it out. All right. So like I said, I've got no issues with you guessing C on that one. That's a tough question right there. All right. Ooh, what happened there? Okay. So y'all remember what we worked on yesterday when we were talking about that the president must be at least 35 years old, and how I could be president barely, but Coach Shavers was like 50 or 60, right? And he easily could be president. So y'all make sure if he comes back in that y'all tell him that, you know, that how old y'all think he is. So oh, put your name. The top line's your name. Okay. Well, this is the same thing. Okay. So this is what we did yesterday. But yesterday they gave us really easy, like you got to be 35 to be president. I mean, it was really easy. So today they give us, look how long that is. That's a huge equation right there. Now, at first, I'm like, you know, well, this is, you know, too big. I'm going to guess C. But then when you look at this, I want you to notice all of the inequality symbols are different. They don't really care about the problem itself. Okay. So look right here. All of these inequality symbols are different. This is all they're testing you on right here. Does everybody see that? So even though this is a huge equation, which is really hard, in the end, if you can find something that gives away, if it's one of these right here, and it might be easy, it might be hard. I'm not gonna lie, I usually guess what on this? C. But let's just look at it, see if we can figure it out. It says a fish bait shop must sell more than 160 of bait each day. Oh, that might give it away right there. Look at that. So that right there is going to give this away. All right, I'm going to read this one statement and let's see if y'all can figure this out. A bait shop must sell more than $160. Okay. So if the bait shop must sell more than $160, can they sell $160 exactly? No. So it cannot have an equal sign. We just eliminated B and C. Okay, just eliminated B and C. Now, if they have to sell more than 160, it's going to be, is it going to be less than or greater than? If they have to sell more than, will that be less or greater? Greater. Now, you may not know what the symbol for greater than is, but we got it right here. Greater than looks like that right there. So which one has the symbol that looks like that right there? D. So the answer would be D right there. So it looks really hard, but if you can identify the one thing that determines the symbol, you've actually got this. All right. So I need y'all to take a good look. Question right here. I'm even going to bump this up. I want y'all to see what this question looks like. We tend to see this question on the STAR test a lot. Okay. So take a good look. This is question 12. Look, I want you to see what it looks like. Okay. They're going to give you up at the top, they're going to give you an equation. They're going to give you a graph. Okay. And then down at the bottom, they're going to give you this. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The closer to the answer something is, the more important it is. So this right here, even though it's an equation and we love equations, this is the least important because this is much closer. Does that make sense? The closer it is to the answers, the more important it is. So they want to know which of the following is a solution of this right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a little trick that might help as well. So, but in the end, they want you to plug this in for X, this in for Y, and see if it's true. So in the end, that's what they're really looking for. They give you all of this stuff right here, but in the end, they just want you to plug these in and say which one is true, or sometimes they come in with a big old not, and you're looking for the one that's not true. Okay, but right now they don't have that. So we're looking for the one that's true. So where do we determine if something's true or not true? Where do we determine that? Regular calculator, right? So let's go type this in. Matter of fact, let's make life easy. So Ariel, I want you to type in A. So right here, when you type this in, you're going to type in, oh, I put parentheses there. Why don't I put parentheses there? All right, so you're going to type in 4 parentheses. The X goes right here. So you're going to type in the X right there plus, it's up to you. You don't have to put parentheses here. If you want to put parentheses there, you can. Is less than 20. So I want Ariel type in A, Alan type in G, Ricardo type in H, Marcus type in J, Jose type in A, and Jaden type in G. So type those in real quick, and I just want to see how y'all do. And one of us is going to come up with the answer. So I want to see which one comes up with the answer. So whatever letter I gave you, if you need me to give you the letter again, I can. But remember, X comes first, then Y. I've got the equation right here. So 4 parentheses, and then plug in X here, and plug in Y there. Very good. So it looks like it's not F. Or parentheses, no parentheses. And then what is your X? So I gave you G. So 0, yep. and close your parentheses, plus y, but not the y, We're plugging in the number. What's the number for your y? 5. Okay. 20. Okay, so that looks like that's probably it. What we got here? 20, yes. Okay, and you typed in that one? Okay, good. All right, what are you typing in? I think you're typing in this one right here. So that's an X right there. So you're putting 5 in for X. Close your parentheses. Plus the Y would be 0, so plus 0. No, not the Y. So you actually put the number in. So you're putting in 0 for Y is less than 20. So control equals will be your control equals, and then we want the less than symbol. Okay, and then 20. And enter. Okay, so it's not. So it doesn't look like it's H. Okay, G get well, okay. And then you're working on G. Okay, so remember, we don't put X, we put the 0 that is the X. So you're going to put parentheses 0, and then plus, and the Y will be 5. So plus 5. And then that symbol right there, and 20. So control equals will give you that symbol. Control equals, less than, and then 20. Hit enter. All right, so it looks like, so it's not J, it looks like the answer that we got was G. And so it looks really tough, doesn't it? It looks like when they give this to you, like it's going to be something very complex, but it turns out that all you're doing is typing these in and testing the points. Could you do me a favor, whenever Ariana gets back, would you let her see this? Would you go over that one with her? She's coming down, right? But this is one that we tend to see not only on the test coming up, but also the STAR test. We see this question a lot. And we just want to make sure that this stuff right here doesn't confuse you, okay? All that extra, they give you a lot of extra on this, and we just don't want it to confuse you. So, and remember, the closer to the answers that something is, the more important it is. So this is what's important right here. All right. So question 13. Okay, so here's another question. I know that this right here is giving us 2 equations. And so we're going to look and see if there's any totals. If there's no totals, I already can tell there's no money. Are there any totals on this? I see a total right here, but it says the total number of small phones. That's probably S equals. Do we see any other thing that gives us a total? So if there's one thing I could get rid of just by seeing the word total number of small phones, I would say that it's probably going to be S equals. So if I was going to eliminate 2, which 2 would I eliminate? They don't have S equals. These 2 have S equals right here. Y'all see that? So I would eliminate A and C. Past that, the rest of this is kind of tough. So we wouldn't guess C on this one because we eliminated C, right? But I would probably guess between B and D right there. Okay. Now, if I had to actually find the answer, let's see, a cell phone manufacturer shipped 2 different sizes of phones. The shipment had 11 boxes filled with small phones. So 11 boxes of small. I got it. See how you feel that? You feel the anger? That's how you slam down the phone. Yeah. All right. So I've got to have 11 with S. So if it doesn't have 11 with S, let's mark it. Wait a second. These don't have 11 with S. Well, that kind of sucks. Oh, dang it. We do have another total in here, don't we? Total number. Yeah. Y'all see why? Y'all see me with the degree struggling with this? This is why I always say, y'all shouldn't feel bad when y'all are struggling with this. So this should have been, you know, I thought was pretty easy, but they give us two totals. So the first one says the total number of small phones in the shipment was 24 more than the total number of large phones. So they actually put totals on both of them. So I got to take that back. I don't know if I would, because this also says total number of large phones. If I was going to eliminate something, it would probably be based more off, now that I've read this, 11 boxes filled with small phones. 11 has to go with S. This has 11 with L. Y'all see why I caught that right there? Because the 11L didn't make any sense. The 11S did. And I've got two things that mention totals right there. This is a tough question right here. Well, you may have to help me, Coach. I know you're smarter than me. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm already seeing this right now. Each box of large phones had 6 fewer. Fewer means what? Minus. Which of these has a -6 that we haven't eliminated? Hey. That's tough right there. So, like I said, if you struggle with this, should you have spent as much time as I spent on this? No, you should have very quickly, as soon as you kind of realized some stuff, probably just went to C on this. Okay? Don't let yourself get frustrated on a question. That's one of our #1 testing rules. All right. So just being low on time, are you supposed to have an equal to bar or no equal to bar? I'm sorry, is there an equal to bar or no equal to bar? There's no equal to bar. So would that be solid or dashed? Dash. So we would eliminate these two right here. And then we're testing 0, 0. Now we only have to test it once, but we're typing in -6 with a 0. Can somebody do this real quick so we can fly through this? 0 is less than -6. So type that in and tell me if it's true or false. Oh, it just becomes 0, doesn't it? So 0 is less than -6. 0 is not less than -6. So the calculator would give you false. And so which of these is a false answer? A. So that's the other thing, is you got to know when you get false. False means it's not in the shaded area. A is not in the shaded area. So that's what we're looking for right there. And I know this is going to take practice. I know that you know, we might still be struggling with that a little bit. Oh, we're going to skip down to these two real quick. First off, 18. All right. Anytime that you are given a graph. Okay, I really need y'all to see this one right quick. Anytime you're given a graph where two lines intersect, anytime, the answer is always where they do what? Intersect, right? All right, so please, please, please watch this, because this right here, like, this should be easy. All right, this has to be the answer. Every single time they give you two lines that intersect. So the answer is either going to be 12 or the answer is going to be 8. Now, most kids can narrow it down to these two, but they don't know which one. And the key to this is the answers. What word do you see in the answers? Rides. Okay? If you connect with this word, it tells you what number is the answer. Rides. Which of these is talking about rides? Is it 12 or is it 8? 8. Really easy, isn't it? But you got to connect to this word right here.